Welcome to the News at 5. It is a momentous day for us here at KSAT. We will talk about all of that in just a bit, but first we want to get to our top stories.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office arresting 4 people on charges related to illegal gambling out of a southeast side business. It
is the Royal Room 777, and yesterday deputies raided it for illegal gambling. 18 people were also issued citations.
Our Sarah Acosta spoke with people in the area about what they would see on a daily basis and their reaction to this bust.
They should definitely stick to Kickapoo.
Yvonne Esquivel says she isn't surprised the Royal Room 77 was busted Tuesday for illegal gambling.
What would you see on a day-to-day basis?
Just that it was like really packed almost every day. As long as their hours were open, you'd see all of this full right here. It was never empty. It was always completely full.
Today, that parking lot is empty. This after Bexar County Sheriff deputies raided the southeast side business on East South Cross Tuesday afternoon. These 4 people on your screen were arrested. Jason Garcia, Randy Hinojosa, Jacqueline Gonzalez are all facing illegal gambling charges, and Jeanette Zavala is being charged with hindering after she slammed and locked the door on the deputies. The sheriff's office says a total of 60 gambling machines and over $67,000 were seized. 18 people were cited for illegal gambling. Diana Rosales says she was tempted to go in and play, but didn't get a good feeling that it really was legal.
I saw the cherries. I'm like, oh no, this is an illegal one. So I asked her and she says, well, I think it's legal. I don't know. So, but I did open the door, but no, I didn't go in. I didn't feel comfortable.
Sheriff Salazar says these types of businesses, to be legal, the gambling machines can only be used for amusement only, and the prizes must be non-cash merchandise, toys, or novelties. Salazar says if you aren't sure, it's best just to stay away.
My best advice is just don't come to these places at all, because you just don't know.
Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio police are looking for 2 people they say robbed a Wells Fargo ATM this morning.
Yeah, it's a case of so-called bank jugging, where robbers target ATMs right when someone is depositing or withdrawing money or working on the machines. SAPD tells us they were called out to a Wells Fargo ATM just before 10:30 this morning on Southwest Military Drive. That's near Pleasanton Road. Officers say a group of men jumped out of a dark Jeep Cherokee, threatened nearby workers to open the machine. They made off with cartridges full of money, some of which were found in a nearby neighborhood. So far, police have not identified any suspects. The theft of a live shark is what put a local man in the center of news headlines. But a string of recent crimes is what has him in jail now. 45-year-old Antone Shannon, arrested in 2018 for this, in connection with the crime caught on surveillance cameras. A live shark stolen from the San Antonio Aquarium, smuggled out in a baby stroller. Now Shannon accused of a string of thefts in Atascosa County. He was charged with stealing a tractor and a boat in June. This week, sheriff's investigators also named him as a suspect in the theft of a welder.
I think this individual's been coming in here routinely, leaving Bexar County, coming into here to Atascosa, and looking for easy targets.
Shannon's criminal history also includes at least 1 other arrest in San Antonio. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll tell you about that crime, which involves the theft of another shark. Nearly a year ago today, 1 person was killed and 11 other people injured at the Kendall County Fair when the bleachers there partially collapsed. An investigation into what happened revealed the Fair Association did not have proper permits, and an independent structural engineer said the cause was due to insufficient connections. Well, it's that time of year again. The fair is set to open its doors to attendees on Friday, and some people are still worried it's another tragedy waiting to happen.
And this week leading up to the fair, they have people putting up the same bleachers in the same exact spot.
You would think that they want to be more upfront about all the safety precautions and measures they're taking to entice people to come back.
Absolutely.
That hasn't happened.
Nothing.
We have called and emailed the Kendall County Fair Association, but have not heard back. But Bernie city officials did state that the fair personnel understood that city inspectors would be ensuring everything is built up to code, and that this year the fair did apply for proper permits to rebuild the platform that partially collapsed last year. They also added that no one will be allowed on the structures without passing inspection, and that city staff will be on site throughout the week.
Making headlines nationwide, another school shooting in America. 2 children killed, dozens injured at a Minneapolis Catholic school.
Those 2 victims were just 8 and 10 years old. The shooting happened around 8:30 this morning at Annunciation School, right as students were holding mass to start a new school year. On a now deleted YouTube channel, the shooter, who's been identified as Robin Westman, gave a manifesto. Westman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound there at the scene. Local and federal police are now investigating.
Is the river safe? Labor Day weekend, often a time for Texans to take to the water. But with this being the first holiday weekend since the July 4th floods in the Hill Country, how confident can you be getting back on the Guadalupe River?
So Garrett Berger shares what we know about water quality and debris all the way downstream to Canyon Lake.
Heading into Labor Day, Canyon Lake's water level is around the highest it's been in about 2 years. 5 of its boat ramps now open to the public. It's hard to forget how it happened.
Certainly, we've seen an increase in activity on the lake. The reason why it happened is a tragedy that no one ever wants to relive.
The deadly July 4th flooding on the Guadalupe River ravaged Kerr County 100 miles upstream before those same waters emptied into Canyon Lake. Nearly 2 months have passed now, so is the water safe? The Upper Guadalupe River Authority, which covers the hardest hit areas, says on its website that water quality in Kerr County tested within normal levels, but also warns of dangerous debris just below the surface. And the city of Kerrville is advising people not to swim or boat because of it. But Canyon Lake is a different story.
We have not seen any issues, nor have we received any alerts. To our knowledge, everything is good to go.
The water-oriented recreation district of Kendall County says testing results at the lake were also within normal limits for recreation. As for navigation hazards,
most of the debris that came in around July 5th, 6th, pretty much floated to specific designated areas and then is sunk.
There's the occasional log or branch or stick, but that's true in any water body.
Ryan Pert was out on the lake with his dad Wednesday, which he says they do every other week. And he's not worried about debris anymore.
How much of the lake would you say you've covered?
Probably a good 70% of it, 80% of it.
Okay, haven't run into any issues?
Nothing.
Well, let's not forget about regular water safety either. If you're gonna be out on a boat, life jackets for you and everyone else on board.
Because water's great, but it doesn't take a flood for it to be dangerous too. In Kendall County, Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Check out traffic on this Wednesday. Let's go just kind of a little quick trip around town. 281 at Sonterra here. Things moving along very smoothly. No major traffics to tell you about. I-35 at Tepperwine, actually some construction in this area, but things are still moving along. And 1604 at Northwest Military. It has been heavy over the last few days, as I-10 and UTSA Boulevard have too. A lot of construction, 1604 and I-10. And that's nothing new.
No, it is not. And speaking of which, some much needed traffic relief is coming to drivers on the far northwest side. Tomorrow, TxDOT is set to open the 3rd flyover ramp by the Rim.
Yeah, we got a sneak peek of the new ramp earlier today that will take drivers from 1604 west to I-10 east. Drivers will be able to hop on the new ramp at 1604 at Northwest Military, drive over the interchange, and exit near De Zavala Road on I-10. This will also be the tallest ramp of the Loop 1604 expansion project.
This direct connector is the highest one we have, not only on this project at about 128 feet high, but also pretty much in the San Antonio region. The bridge itself, once you get on the direct connector all the way to the end, is about 1.5 miles.
Pretty good view up there too. TxDOT District Engineer Charles Benavides told us the 4th flyover expected to open by the end of this year. The interchange project now 65% done.
My stomach flips a little bit when I go all the way up there. You know, you guys?
Yeah. A little bit.
A little.
I just always giggle with the kids when we're driving through there and you see the big porta potties up there for the construction workers. I'm like, you know, you want to use it just to say you did, like way up there.
Exactly.
That is the most Kasky thought.
You're welcome,
yeah,
Myra. Yes. All right, let's take a look at Authority Radar. I mean, really, right? That thought hasn't crossed your mind?
You know, yeah, flyover porta potty. Who wouldn't want to use it?
It's only there for a finite amount of time.
Exactly.
You have a small window of opportunity.
I don't really feel the need to seize that opportunity, but you do you.
Hey, I'll gladly do me. All right. One little downpour just north of New Braunfels. This is between Greene and Hunter. This is nothing significant. Just a little bit along the Guadalupe south of Canyon Lake, between Canyon Lake and New Braunfels, and just on the west side of Canyon Lake. See, we have a little bit of activity activity out there, this is very short-lived and highly isolated. This is that 20% chance we've been talking about, an outflow boundary moving into San Antonio. Still an hour or two of opportunity to get a pop-up shower. More rain chances ahead. We'll get to it in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. The city of San Antonio wrapping up the last of its 11 budget town halls this week ahead of a final vote next month. The final one is happening just under 2 hours from now up at the Urban Ecology Center at Phil Hardberger Park. City Council will vote to adopt a budget in September. Those meetings, a chance for comments and questions or even just get more information.
Oh, this is it. It is a monumental day here at KSAT. Steve Spriester's last day. In a new episode of Pickup Lines, our Ernie Zuniga sat down with Steve to talk about it all. Steve has been what we like to call the KSAT team captain for decades. It all started in 1995 when he came to San Antonio. As you can imagine, there was a lot to talk about in a 30-year career here.
I think you show up to work at a place for 30 years and you only have a matter of hours left at that place.
Yeah.
It becomes
tonight at 6.
awkward. It becomes sad. It's a place that's been home to me for 30 years and a month now almost. I think we all, you see maybe the 3 or 4 of us out there on the set, but there's a whole team behind. And KSAT has been so great at the producers and the technical people and the directors and the sound people and the teleprompter. And it's just, they've done such a great job over the years. I'm going to miss those relationships. But the live events, the Spurs championships.
Sure.
The Fiesta, election night.
And that whole team, man, we're going to miss you so much. This special Pickup Lines episode airs right after our newscast on KSAT Plus, or you can watch it now on KSAT.com. Just search Pickup Lines.
So appreciative of the conversations I got to have with you and Ernie separately. Very different conversations.
I bet.
I shed some tears.
Oh,
I'll let you guess who I shed tears with.
That's coming up at 6.
Yeah, still ahead, it's a massive $25 million VIA facility, but is anyone actually using it? KSAT investigates VIA's park and ride in Stone Oak.
Plus, millions of dollars have flowed into the Texas Hill Country since the devastating July 4th floods. So where's that money going? Courtney Friedman shows us. Up next.
Hey, Steve, another voice from your past. I just wanted to join in and congratulate you on a fantastic career in the news business. I've got to say, some of the projects that I was most proud of when I was in the business were projects that I got to work on with you. And you had this passion for doing interviews and bringing out the best in people. And I know you're going to carry that on into your next chapter in life. And again, I just want to say congratulations, and here's to you, my friend.
To the Texas Hill Country now. Where is the money going? KSAT reported last week that the Community Foundation for the Texas Hill Country pledged $40 million for housing survivors of the flood.
And today we went back to Kerrville to ask where that money's going. That assessment done by a committee of housing experts who have volunteered to figure out the needs of that community. All of that funding comes from people all over the world who have donated. The money will go to 5 priorities. At 6, you're going to hear from the CEO of Airbnb's nonprofit foundation, which has housed hundreds of people post-flood. They received $1.6 million from the foundation. We're going to break down how they are using it coming up at 6. It's a massive facility that costs more than $20 million to build. If you drive by 281 in Stone Oak, you're probably familiar with the massive parking garage there.
Yeah, it's a Via Park and Ride facility. And a man who passes this on his daily commute says he often sees a lot of empty spots there. He reached out to us after learning how much people are actually using this facility. Tonight on the Night Beat, our Daniela Ibarra presses Via on how they plan to better utilize this park and ride.
Take a live look outside right now, and I know some people got a little bit of rain today.
They did.
A little bit of cooler temperatures here and there.
Especially far east of town and southeast of town in the typical spots. Now, y'all made it through this day, this 5 o'clock pretty darn well, I must admit. Did you let it all out earlier?
It was emotional. Yeah, we had a going away at 1:30, and that was emotional.
I thought maybe that's the showers you were speaking of earlier, because that was a lot of us in the newsroom.
Yeah. So I'm not much of a selfie taker, and I don't do a lot of that. So as I'm digging through old stuff, I'm like, I can't find much of me and Spriester. Some of the best you're going to see at 6 o'clock, okay? I do have a few from that point.
They are the best.
But then as I go through literally physical pictures printed out in my desk.
You have more of you and me?
Yes. Okay. Thank you to our good friend, Sovia, who passed recently, Spurs lady. So this is some of the best moments you can never recreate again. And this is when she came in for Thermometer Thursday.
Aww.
We all had a good time. Easter drop-off, remember that? Remember that memory?
Yes.
Dropping off peeps for us.
Peeps for her peeps, I think is what she said.
Yes, peeps for her peeps.
Yep.
And then, of course, Fiesta. And I've got more to go in terms of that, but I also have to really quick get to this weekend. We have a few shower chances. I mean, it's not going to be a washout, just maybe dodge a few downpours, just like the past couple of days in some spots that get lucky. Our best chance, though, is Sunday evening on into Monday morning when it comes to rain. And look at the temperature change, lower 90s Sunday and Monday. We'll be right back in a bit.
kickoff at Devine High School, where the Warhorses are ready for another season of big game coverage. They are predicted to win District 14 4A D2 per Dave Campbell's Texas Football. The Warhorses will open the season Friday night at Randolph, and they're looking for payback after the Rohawks beat them 28-21 in Week 1 last season.
Played them last year. We need to focus on the little things. Last year, penalties cost us the game. We need to focus on being clean and finishing strong.
You know, we lost in overtime, made some mistakes that really hurt us, that caused the loss, and so we're understanding what's coming up. They're going to be a good ball club. They're going to have some speed. They're going to have some size. You know, they had that last year. I think it's going to be a good test for us for our first game.
You know, we're going to come to play hard. We're going to outlast the other team and win in the fourth quarter.
And tomorrow night is the KSAT Pigskin Classic between Sotomayor and Clark, 7 p.m. at Ferris Stadium. Watch it live on KSAT 12, KSAT Plus, the BGC app, and KSAT.com. The Valero Alamo Bowl's 33rd season officially started today with the PNC Pigskin preview at the Alamo Dome. Former Texas Longhorn running back and current ESPN college football analyst Fozzie Whitaker was the guest speaker, and he was asked about his Horns being ranked #1 heading to Ohio State.
A lot of people, not just myself, have huge expectations for where Texas is going to be, and I think Steve Sarkisian has done a phenomenal job of creating those expectations. A lot of turnover, though, right? Those questions are going to have to be answered. There's no better way to answer those questions with a top 5 matchup against the defending national champions in Ohio State. And so I think, honestly, it's a perfect opportunity to see where the expectations and reality really lie whenever you go to the shoe this Saturday at 11 a.m.
And I will be watching that game, guys.
What a huge game that is on Saturday.
Yep.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Did you hear that Spriester's leaving KSAT?
No.
He would annoy the hell out of me. He would ask me questions all the time like he was some sort of news media dude.
What are we going to do now?
At least now that Myra doesn't have to carry Steve on every episode.
No. We need people like Steve. Good luck, Steve. We're going to miss you.
We love you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wednesday on the news at 6.
Final session. That's it.
I know.
The finale.
I'm like weirdly nervous.
So am I.
Yeah.
The final Spriester session.
It's hard, but I knew it would be.
After 30 years at KSAT.
How are you going to say goodbye on Wednesday?
I don't know. No idea.
We sit down for a conversation about memories.
What is it like for you to hear that?
You can't put that into words.
And moving on.
If nothing else comes out of this, I hope they know how grateful I am.
It's Wednesday on the news at 6.
Okay, breathe.
Easiest but hardest interview all at the same time.
You two looked like neither of you wanted to be there at first because, no, it's tough. It's tough to talk about, but you did. It's a good interview. We have a lot to share at 6. A lot of great things to say about Spriester, or Spree, as we call him, right? Spree. We say, team captain for sure, but he could also be head coach. I mean, honestly, could fulfill that role very well, very well. And it's an indelible impact on San Antonio. That's the key. All the stories, the people, and everything people you've touched.
Yeah, and that's what I'll remember. I mean, and listen, KSAT has given me way more than I've given it. And this is to make the bonds that I've made, the friends that I've made, you two included. I mean, we are not just coworkers.
Yeah.
We're friends. I think you can feel that at home. There's so many of my great friends that are here and have been here. And this is a legacy that continues well beyond Steve Spriester. And I'm going to talk more about it tonight at 10. But for my final 5, and at 6 and 10, thank you. See you at 6.